What is going on, guys? Candyman checking in with another One Piece video, and this video is going to be centered around why I think One Piece is about to enter its golden age. I will warn you, if you're not completely caught up on the One Piece manga, there will be some spoilers throughout this video. And keep in mind, a lot of this video is purely based on my own opinion on how I think the story will go. With that being said, let's get started. Now, when you go back and look at One Piece as a whole, it's hard to find many faults with the story itself. Of course, just as any other series, One Piece has its ups and its downs and its weaknesses, but overall, Oda has provided us with some of the most consistent, high-quality content that few other long-running series can match. This is a series that has 907 chapters at the time of this video, and not only has a very strong fan base, but a fan base that just keeps growing year by year. Whether you've been following the series for 1 year or 20 years, I think we are all about to be rewarded for our continued support of One Piece with what's about to happen. Currently, we are seeing years of setup coming to fruition in the Reverie arc. This arc started in chapter 903 and has been heavy with content. Many different plot lines and powerful factions of the One Piece world are intersecting here. From the Revolutionaries to Green Bull, the Celestial Dragons, CP0, the Marines, Shanks, the Gorosei, the list goes on and on. The Reverie is also an arc that has been largely void of the Straw Hat crew, but no one has really noticed, have they? We are getting so much information about the world, its history, and anticipating what is going to happen at the Reverie itself, that Oda has given himself an arc where he can strictly focus on payoffs, setups, and info dumping without the need of slowing the story down by checking in with the Straw Hat crew. That in itself deserves a lot of credit. By doing so, he's letting us see the world from many different perspectives and letting the story breathe before we enter the next major arc of the series, Wano. The hype machine that is Wano. I've struggled to think of another arc which has gotten so much build-up and such a wave of anticipation around it in any series, let alone in One Piece. And that can be a bad thing, as sometimes reality doesn't quite live up to the lofty expectations we set on it. However, I don't see that being a problem with Wano, because it's not just the fans hyping up this arc. The editors have been very vocal about Wano, hyping it up as being even better than Marineford. Of course, the editors aren't always the most reliable source, but I do trust them on this one. While Marineford was a great arc, it had its flaws, and I think Oda has learned from that. He isn't going to squander the momentum he has going into Wano. One thing people need to keep in mind is that this arc has a high probability of changing the landscape of the One Piece world as we know it for the remainder of the story. We are going to have at least 2 of the Yonko and their subordinates in Wano confirmed, with a very strong possibility of a 3rd Yonko joining the fray. Add in the potential of having all the supernovas converging on Wano along with their crews, and that alone is going to make for some very epic power struggles. There are going to be alliances made, rivalries established, and the very real potential of a few of these characters not making it out of this arc alive. Just having the Yonko and the supernovas in one place is hype enough, but add in the samurai of Wano, the Minx and Marco the Phoenix, some of the warlords along with potentially 1 or 2 admirals, and Oda has given himself a recipe for a massive conflict, unlike anything we've seen in One Piece. Yes, Marineford had a lot of major players there, but that conflict never quite reached the heights that it should have. Whereas I'm quite confident that Wano will deliver on nearly everything Oda has been setting up. This arc has a ton of hype behind it, and rightfully so. I believe the next 2 to 4 years of One Piece is shaping up to be the absolute pinnacle of the series. The Straw Hat crew is finally going to be reunited after years of separation in the real world. Plotlines that people are heavily invested in will finally be getting resolutions. The One Piece world is going to change permanently, and the growth of the Straw Hat crew should be exponential. At the end of Wano, we may be talking about the Straw Hats as a Yonko crew, or maybe another supernova will step up and take that mantle. Perhaps the Yonko don't go down at all. Does the Yonko system even still exist after Wano? And how exactly does the lurking legend fit into all of this? There are so many different possibilities that it's nearly impossible to guess what will happen next. And when I say One Piece is going to be at its very best in these next few years, by no means do I think the rest of the series will suffer at all from a quality standpoint. I just think things are set up to go in a bit more of a linear direction post Wano, with the Straw Hats moving closer and closer to their personal goals as the story reaches its climax. And I really don't know if we will get anything on this level again in terms of hype and build-up, other than the final war perhaps. Of course, a lot of this is going to come down to execution by Oda, but I feel like he will have learned enough from Marineford, Dressrosa, and Whole Cake Island to avoid some of the mistakes that held those arcs back in certain places. One thing I've learned about Oda in my 9 years of reading the series is that if you show him patience, more often than not, he delivers. He's already started to up his level with this Reverie arc, and I only see him building on that even further moving into Wano. Again guys, keep in mind a lot of this is speculation and my own expectations on how I think the story is going to go. Oda could throw in a massive swerve that changes everything, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. We'll just have to wait and see. Until then, I'm going to enjoy the greatness of One Piece, and you should too. The community is going to be absolutely insane over the next few years. Things are already getting crazy during the Reverie. Speculation, theories, and discussions are going to be through the roof with every new chapter, and I have to say that really excites me as a fan of the series. But let me know what you guys think. Will Wano live up to expectations, or has the hype gotten out of control? Either way, it's a great time to be a One Piece fan. The Reverie arc is in full swing and has been amazing to this point, and things are primed to get even better moving towards the conclusion of it. Drop a comment below with your thoughts and hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video and want some more One Piece content moving forward. Until next time, I'm out guys.